So essentially I would take this device, stick it underneath the car somehow, then I could take this out, press this button, and it would unlock.
Wow.
I'm actually going to show you Roll Jam, which is the device I've created that can unlock many cars. So essentially I would take this device, stick it underneath the car somehow. Next time the owner came and unlocked that vehicle, I could then, next time I see that car, I can pull this back.
So if he goes like this?
Exactly. Then I could take this out, press this button, and it would unlock.
Wow.
So it's like plug and play, right? Plug it in.
This is a breadboard, so this is what I prototype on.
This is just prototype.
Correct.
So you can actually make this much smaller and much more compact.
I can make this absolutely much more compact. Yeah. Probably the size of, probably the size of a car key.
Wow.
So you can actually just keep it in your pocket, and even have a remote one, so you didn't have to pull it out underneath. So you just press a remote that you have that would trigger this to unlock the car.
You can get in and out of someone's car without leaving any trace that you.
Yeah, there's no evidence of tampering. Right?
Do you have any solutions for how to solve?
Absolutely. I mean, there's actually there's a chip called dual key lock or ultimate key lock. It solves this problem. Came out more than a year ago, so that's any manufacturer can implement that today and solve this problem.
Do you think they're going to get on it and try to fix this problem?
I hope so. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea because I haven't really heard anything. I don't know if we'll see any change. I hope so.
Can you tell me your background and what you were involved in before and what kind of happened to you?
Sure. Many years ago, when I was 19 years old, about 10 years ago, in 2005, I released a worm on MySpace. And it was kind of a joke. I was 19 years old and just playing around. And what the worm did was, whenever someone would visit my profile, they would add me as a friend, and it would add Samy as my hero to their profile, kind of just like a joke for my friends. But it would add the code to their profile. So if someone visits your profile, you would also add me as a friend, you would add me as a hero. They would visit your profile, they would add me as a friend, add me as a hero. Within 24 hours, over 1 million people got infected with it. MySpace had to shut down, remove it, and within and about 6 months later, I got raided by the Secret Service.
Wow.
And I sort of went to court for 6 months, and ultimately I couldn't touch a computer for 3 years of my life. It actually was a really interesting experience. The only part I didn't enjoy was not knowing what would happen, specifically between getting raided and actually finalizing everything in court. I had no idea what would happen, and it was probably just the suspense of not knowing that was the worst feeling ever.
Yeah.
They could have given me the worst sentence ever. I would have felt better just knowing. So that was kind of an interesting experience, just to learn that not knowing is a much worse feeling than something bad. And I'd say, yeah, I mean, it was just an interesting experience, and obviously I learned not to write worms. I guess what was interesting was I obviously did do something wrong. I understand that. I think the most interesting part about that was that MySpace didn't sue me, which I think would have made sense. I sort of would have expected MySpace to come, and I'd be totally understandable. It's totally understandable. I caused damage that unintentional, but and obviously non-malicious, but there was damage. They had to take down the server for an hour. So that's understandable. What was interesting was actually the government came after me. It was the district attorney of LA that came after me, not MySpace. So that was definitely strange to me. I just felt like, I guess it was okay. I kind of just rolled with the punches.
You survived it, you made it through, but now you're working on other really cool projects as well. Can you tell us about some of the stuff you're working on now?
Yeah, a lot of things I'm actually putting on YouTube. So I'm actually just been doing a YouTube channel teaching people how to hack, from how to reverse engineer to code to build hardware to 3D print, all sorts of things. And with every new project, I release a new video on how to do that. So I just spoke here at DEF CON, and I spoke about a couple things, how to break into all sorts of garages, specifically the security issues that are in every single garage out there, as well as issues in virtually every car I've looked at. I've developed a device that can actually unlock virtually any car just by putting the $30 device under a vehicle. And from then on, you'll be able to unlock that vehicle and actually get in. Even though these security issues have been known about for years, and yet brand new cars are actually getting exploited. I have no idea how people look at hackers. I'm not really sure. I probably wouldn't be an objective party. But I'd say that from my side, what I do see is that there's some hackers who are totally malicious. There's no doubt about that, and who are doing things for financial gain. There are other hackers who I think are making some impact, are making positive impact and very effective impact. I mean, for example, Charlie Miller and Chris Valsek, they just did some awesome research. They've been doing some research for the past few years in cars, and they did some amazing demonstrations with Jeeps. And within days of their research becoming public, Chrysler and Sprint had resolved the issues that caused them to basically overtake a live Jeep on the road, unmodified. And yet, those companies have known for months about this issue. At least Chrysler had been in touch with them for months. But it's only once it hits the press and a large audience learns about the issues that does it get resolved almost overnight.